how many jobs are going to be created? We don't know. The company's saying 3,000, the governor's saying 13,000. If you read the fine print in the bill, there are no numbers in terms of what's being created. How much are these jobs going to pay? We heard $20 an hour. We heard $54,000 a year.
Average salary.
Average salary in the bill. It's $30,000 a year if you're living in Racine, and $22,600 if the jobs are created in Milwaukee. So that begs the question if the people are really being shown what the details are. And then, of course, there's a lot of questions emerging about the waiving of environmental rules, the waiving of utility rules, draining water from, or taking water and diverting it from the Great Lakes, and if that's a violation of the Great Lakes Compact. So what I think most voters are concerned about are we going to get what we are paying for? So if we don't get it, can we get that money back? And when I look at the details in the bill is permissive, meaning we may get it back, we may not get it back. Well, it doesn't say shall.
Yeah, shall get it back.
It doesn't say we shall get it back.
Let me ask you, because I think Mark Hogan, who's the head of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, who testified on Thursday, tried to address this. And I want to read what he had to say and get your reaction to it. He said, and I'm quoting now, "I'd like to again stress this is a pay-as-you-grow investment. These refundable tax credits will not go out the door until and unless the company meets the performance metrics that will be included in its contract with WEDC. Foxconn will not receive any dollars from the state until they begin making the capital expenditures and hiring employees." Is that not reassuring in any sense?
Well, it's not in the sense that it's not in the bill, it's not in the memorandum of understanding, and we haven't seen the contract, and the legislature is not going to even get a hold of the contract before we're going to be asked to vote on it. Even the memorandum of understanding says they will negotiate by the end of September. But of course, all the legislators are being told, keep your calendars open, we're going to the floor. It's just a matter of a few days before we're going to be voting on this. So there's definitely a difference between the hype and the small print.
Senator, do you see any way this could be amended or some of these issues addressed that could get you to support it?
Well, I do see that there are many changes that need to be made, but voters are right to question the whole policy of whether or not we should give a great deal of money to one company. So I was looking at some of the numbers in my area in Eau Claire, and the 3,000 jobs Foxconn is supposed to, committing to create, is about the number of jobs that were created in Eau Claire in the last 3.5 years. And when I look at what the company said, why they located there, they said they liked great schools, the great universities, recreation, the arts, an efficient transportation system, and these were the reasons they came to Eau Claire to create jobs. So in one case, the state isn't paying out that $3 billion, and we've created the 3,000 jobs in Eau Claire. And in another case, we're not even sure that they're going to create it, but they're already lining up to take that money as soon as they break ground. That makes me wonder about the very policy of investing, for example, in Eau Claire, in a community where we all pay in and we all benefit, versus investing a lot of money where we all pay in, but there's one company that benefits.
How concerned are you that other companies may see what's being offered to Foxconn and may say, look, we'd like our piece of the pie, we'd like maybe some help with environmental regulations? How concerned are you that this opens the door to other companies making not the same requests, but similar types of requests?
Oh, it's already happening. I'm hearing from my colleagues and my district from people who say, why do I have to worry about my property that's in a wetland? Why can't you waive the wetland rules for me too? Absolutely, this is a problem going forward.
There's an element of risk in just about everything in life, certainly in business. Can the state of Wisconsin afford not to take whatever risk there is with this deal?
Oh, yes, they can afford to not take it, and I think about the risk going forward. When I look at those tax credits...
To take the pass on the possibility of 13,000 jobs.
Those tax credits are front-loaded. That means that we're going to have to pay out cash because they're refundable. They're going to get a check from the state of Wisconsin, and that check is coming when they're making those capital expenditures, and all of those capital expenditures are happening in the near years. We haven't even seen the state's cash flow statement going forward. What's it going to look like to the budget? How much are we going to have to cut schools and healthcare and local government and roads in order to pay for these tax credits? That's the math that the legislature needs to see to be able to answer that question that you asked.